you guys think that we can survive another 3.5 years of this, I think you're delusional. Every day there's some nihilistic
it's only Tuesday, Joy. Can we not start there?
If you're worried about where the country is heading, you're not alone. 79% of American voters that think that the U.S. is in a state of political crisis, and more than half think democracy isn't working. It's funny, under Obama and Biden, it was working. All of a sudden, it's not working. Gee, what happened?
I don't know that that's what the poll says.
I know, but I'm saying it. I'm saying it.
Only Joy Beher could take down a sitting president and the first lady before lunchtime, live on daytime TV in front of millions of coffee-drinking Americans. No filters, no teleprompter, just joy, the microphone, and the truth that always slips through sarcasm. If you support Joy Beher, make sure to like and subscribe to America Facticity. Cue the reel, September 6, 2017. The View goes live from New York. The guest seat belongs to then White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
My observation of him is he really doesn't really like strong women.
Right.
He likes dutiful, obedient women who compliment him, I find. Even back in the day when I used to do jokes about his hair, you know, but every male comedian did jokes about his hair, but he went after me in particular. My takeaway is that the system works. We live in a democracy. People spoke. This is what people wanted. I vehemently disagree with the decision that Americans made. But I feel very, very hopeful that we have a democratic system in this country. We should value it. We should love it. We should protest if the situation arises that we need to protest, which I'm sure it will. And I've been through this before with Nixon. It's been very difficult. But boy, oh boy, do we have a country if we can keep it.
Yeah. Well,
But within minutes, the panel forgets it's supposed to be an interview and turns it into a trial. Joy leans forward, eyes locked, and drops a line that ripples across the political universe. Is the media not supposed to report on the fact that 95% of what he says is a lie? The audience gasps, claps, and shifts in their chairs. You can feel the air get sharp. Sanders stiffens and mutters something about bias. Joy doesn't blink. "I feel sorry for you," she says, "that you have to go out and defend these lies every day." The crowd explodes.
The other day on this show, we were talking about what happens if Trump gets in, God forbid, and he goes after comedians like us, you and me, and Whoopi, you know, and do you think there's a problem if he gets in for us?
Well, I mean, it could really happen. He could, I mean, he wants to be a dictator.
He has a sense of humor.
The guy is like a one-man wrecking ball. Seriously, he defunds pediatric cancer research.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
He defunds that. He defunded the Department of Education, make everybody dumber. Isn't that a great goal?
Yeah.
He wants to dismantle FEMA so that people who have floods and what have you won't get help.
Right.
And he pared the Rose Garden down so it looks like a cemetery. That, you know, this.
Yeah.
And at the same time, people are losing their government jobs. It's a very bad look right now to be building and demolishing and all this gold tacky crap that he loves. But I looked up the word nihilist. Well, I had a free moment.
Yeah.
And that's what he is. He annihilates.
Yeah.
And this is one of the definitions. A true nihilist would believe in nothing, have no loyalties, and no purpose other than an impulse to destroy. And that is what we are seeing right now in our country.
Wow.
It is not funny.
And the camera zooms on Sanders' forced smile. That was the first moment daytime TV turned into a cross-examination. For days, CNN, Politico, and The Washington Post wrote about Joy's ambush. Conservative outlets called it disrespectful. Joy called it Wednesday. Even PolitiFact chimed in to clarify that the 95% number wasn't technically accurate, but by then, the headline had legs. Joy didn't just ask a question. She said what half the country was yelling at their screens.
First of all, who tried to overthrow the government on January 6th?
Wait, let me think. Who
was that again? That was not Obama. Okay, remember. You know, the thing about him is that he's so jealous of Obama because Obama is everything that he is not.
Yeah.
Trim.
Yeah.
Smart. Handsome.
Happily
married, and can sing Al Green's song, Let's Stay Together, better than Al Green.
Yeah.
And Trump cannot stand it. It's driving him crazy. Jealousy is not green is not a good color.
And for millions of viewers, that felt like someone finally talking to power without the fear of losing a booking. Everything was fine until 2024, when the spotlight shifted from the president to the woman sitting beside him. It's October 3rd, 2024, The View's Hot Topics table, and the co-hosts are dissecting Melania Trump's rumored pro-choice stance from her upcoming memoir. Joy reads the quote out loud, then tilts her head like she's smelling something burning.
I think that we should have more Republicans on the show, but they don't want to come on. They're scared of us. It's like Marjorie Taylor Greene says that she finds the Republican men afraid of powerful women. Well, that may be true of all the political persuasions. But if they would come on this show, they can explain to us what they're trying to do to this country.
This is a big scam, she says. She's lying. It's all to make her husband look moderate. You can hear Whoopi groan, the audience cheer, and Sunny Hostin nodding beside her, speculating that Melania might actually be trying to take him out politically. Joy smirks, the kind of smirk that says, "I said what I said." TV Insider and Fox News both ran the segment within hours. The clip hit trending lists because it did what cable panels never dared, question Melania's timing and motive on live television.
You know what's in the air, Whoopi?
What's
Trumpism. We lost the election. Wait a minute. We lost the election. We're miserable. Half of this country is miserable. And let's just tell the truth. We hate that he won. We hate it. And everybody's uptight and crazy right now.
Well, then I'm...
Joy didn't present herself as an insider. She positioned herself as the American who'd seen this movie before. Her voice cuts through the noise, not investigative journalism, but observational exposure. She isn't saying she knows Melania's strategy, she's saying she's not buying the performance. And in a year thick with campaign optics, that skepticism felt radioactive. Early call to action. If you love seeing daytime TV swing harder than the 6 p.m. news, hit like right now. It tells the algorithm truth still trends.
I don't know what people were thinking when they voted for him. I mean, this one statistic really got to me. He lost, during his term, 200,000 manufacturing jobs. He lost them.
Yeah.
Joe Biden added more than 775,000 jobs. And people voted for Trump. I think that they have been misinformed, misled by other networks. You know, people get mad at us. They say we're one-sided here. The statistics are
here. But I do think it was cost of living, because I think a lot of voters think of the Trump years.
There were more jobs created.
They think of the Trump years before COVID.
Jump ahead to the summer of 2025. The View's table is its usual chaos, coffee mugs, hot lights, and a live audience of mostly women who've seen every presidency come and go. Joy glances at the camera and goes for it. You know what his problem is? He's jealous of Obama. Obama is everything he's not. Trim, smart, handsome, happily married, talented. The room erupts. Even the producers can't cut away fast enough. That single sentence sets off an official response from the White House later that afternoon.
If you guys think that we can survive another 3.5 years of this, I think you're delusional. Every day there's some nihilistic
it's
thing.
only Tuesday, Joy. Can we not start there?
You're
I
the one
mean,
who
I
always
hate to
tells
be
me,
Debbie
though.
Downer,
But
but every
always tell
day
me
this guy
country
is
survived a lot.
undoing something in this country that we value. Every day. It's every day is a shock and awe here. And I, for one, am skeptical that we will survive this.
I am not.
I am
so
not,
if you
no.
need that
I
from
am
me,
not.
I do believe.
But Joy,
believe in our
you've
system.
seen worse.
No,
right?
no, I
You've
have
seen
not.
Worse.
No, I grew up during World War II.
It's Whoopi that says she's seen worse.
No, I thought
All right, I'm
Joy
going to need Whoopi
saw
to
worse.
cheer us up.
No, but every
Cuban
president,
Missile
every
Crisis,
president,
civil rights.
and they were all dealt with by presidents who were not, in the business of destroying the country and destroying the Constitution.
I'm still hopeful.
I'm hopeful.
I mean, we always had presidents who followed the law, including Nixon. As bad as he was, he had respect for the Constitution. And he
not all the time.
didn't go after the military and call them names. I've never heard of such a thing in this country.
A spokesperson calls Joy an irrelevant loser and slams the show's ratings, while Trump himself posts a scathing Truth Social rant calling her pathetic and unwatchable. It's proof that Joy's words, delivered between commercial breaks, can still reach Pennsylvania Avenue before the next segment rolls. That week, Entertainment Weekly and Variety cover the fallout like it's a prize fight.
He's not the first. Trump is not the first one to do this. Dictators go after comedians. Why? Because comedians tell the truth, make you laugh, and it resonates with you.
Well, Joy, good thing you're neither funny nor truthful.
He's hiding. me say something. I was watching interviews with MAGA supporters. They do not believe that he will do what he says he's going to do. That is what we're up against. Mm-hmm. So if you say he is going to be dictator on day one, he wants to punish with the Air Forces, whatever we have, the armed forces, he wants to punish people who disagree with him, like people like us. Okay? And they say, oh, he's not going to do that. He's going to take us out of NATO. No, he's not going to do that. So it's very hard for us to talk to these people because they refuse to believe. And I guess they're hearing it on Fox or elsewhere.
Into Sarah's...
Andy Cohen opens his Watch What Happens live show, calling Joy his jackhole of the day in jest, then laughs. At least she made them sweat. What she did on that stage wasn't gossip. It was exposure by contrast, holding up the mirror of comparison. When she said jealous of Obama, she was unpacking a decade-long dynamic of envy, not delivering an insult. But in Trump world, calling a bruise is always treason. Mid-roll, rehook, everything was fine until Joy broke the unspoken rule.
I hate to be Debbie Downer, but every day this guy is undoing something in this country that we value. Every day. Every day is a shock and awe here. And I, for one, am skeptical that we will survive this.
I am not.
I am
so
not.
if you need that
You
from
am
me,
not.
I do believe.
But Joy,
You've
seen worse.
No,
right?
no, I have not.
Worse.
No, I grew up during World War II.
It's Whoopi that says she's seen worse.
No, I thought
All right, I'm going to need
Joy
Whoopi
saw
to cheer
worse.
us up.
No, every
Cuban Missile
every
Crisis,
president,
civil rights.
And they were all dealt with by presidents who were not, in the business of destroying the country and destroying the Constitution.
I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful.
I mean, we always had presidents who followed the law, including Nixon. As bad as he was, he had respect for the Constitution. And he didn't go after the military and call them names. I've never heard of such a thing in this country.
Don't go after the image. Politicians can handle accusations, but they crumble under comparisons. She hit him where he actually measures himself, in mirror reflections and magazine covers. Rewind further to 2016, the Republican National Convention. Melania Trump gives her now infamous speech. Lines sound familiar. Too familiar. Within hours, journalists realize several paragraphs match Michelle Obama's 2008 speech, almost word for word. The View runs the footage the next morning.
Barack and I were raised with so many of the same values. Like, you work hard for what you want in life. That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're gonna do.
My parents impressed on me the values that you work hard for what you want in life. That your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
That you treat people with dignity and respect, even if you don't know them, and even if you don't agree with them.
That you treat people with respect. They taught and showed me values and morals in their daily life. That is a lesson that I continue to pass along to our son. And we need to pass those lessons on to the many generations to follow.
And Barack and I set out to build lives guided by these values and to pass them on to the next generation, because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Because we want our children in this nation to know that the only limit to your achievements is the strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Joy squints at the monitor and deadpans. Well, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. The audience bursts into laughter. Within 24 hours, a Trump staffer admits responsibility for the plagiarism, but the damage is done. Joy's on-air reaction becomes the shorthand for Melania's authenticity problem. That single smirk anchors years of skepticism. Whenever Melania says something new, the internet remembers Joy's face from that episode.
When you are blatantly giving the country the middle finger, that is blatant. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to take the plane.
Don't you think when he lets these white Africans in and claims that's giving the middle finger to the black community? My God.
Listen, no, I don't. Let me tell you why. I don't don't think so, because that finger has never gone down.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, let's say it's gone higher.
I think that there are refugees who are far more in need, and those are the people that are being disrespected.
Yeah, you know, there's so much we need in this country. Not so much the plane, you know. Kids are starving. People are starving. People are about to lose
cutting
stuff.
half the government with no checks and balances.
People are losing their jobs.
Well,
it's
seems
very
like
hard to watch.
People should see the truth now. You know, the fact is that he's bringing white people in here against the better judgment about all of the non-white people who need it. We see that he violates the emoluments clause. He does whatever he wants. He gets this. I think he thinks he's the king. As somebody said yesterday, you did. The founding fathers did exactly that book to prevent exactly what he's doing right now.
If I can't
Drop a comment right now. Was Joy being cruel or just calling patterns out loud? Whether you love her or hate her, she's been consistent for 2 decades. If it smells like spin, she'll say so before the next coffee break. Let's line up the pattern. 2016, Melania's speech scandal. Joy exposes the borrowed words. 2017, Joy challenges the White House press secretary live, exposing the dishonesty defense strategy. 2024, Joy calls Melania's memoir Positioning a Scam, exposing the PR choreography.
You chose not to go through the proper protocol.
Yeah.
And everybody could have seen this.
Yeah.
This is not the App Store kind of stuff you want to be using.
They also have a tendency to blame the Biden administration. It's like, move on. That ship has sailed. I never remember in my lifetime a sitting president trashing a previous president.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays. You know, I was in that World War I cemetery in France. And the one that one of our colleagues, the former president, didn't want to go and be up there. When the president was asked what he thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "There are very fine people on both sides. My God." That's what he said. It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We got to lock him up. That Trump, when in Europe, would not go to the grave sites in France. The brave service members who gave their lives to this country. He called them suckers and losers. Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is? And the then president was asked, what do you think? He said, they're very fine people on both sides. Not fine people on both sides. No excuse, zero. I know Americans want a president, not a dictator. No self-respecting American president would ever be Putin's puppy like this guy is. That's what he is. Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
I've never heard that before. Never heard, Ronald Reagan didn't do it. They're St.
But it's
Ronald.
the common enemy. It's what drives their base together is the other.
Yeah.
So they do that to create.
And I got to say, stop treating your base like they're dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
They know better.
We'll be right back.
2025, Joy psychoanalyzes the president's jealousy, exposing the ego beneath the brand. It's not just 4 isolated moments, it's one continuous through line, a comedian turned commentator who refuses to treat politics like a press release. Everything was fine until you noticed the ratio. For every Trump segment, there's Joy's counterpunch waiting the next morning. She isn't breaking news, she's translating it into emotional English for people who don't speak political gaslight.
My takeaway is that the system works. We live in a democracy. People spoke. This is what people wanted. I vehemently disagree with the decision that Americans made, but I feel very, very hopeful that we have a democratic system in this country. We should value it. We should love it. We should protest if the situation arises that we need to protest, which I'm sure it will. And I've been through this before with Nixon. It's been very difficult. But boy, oh boy, do we have a country if we can keep it.
Yeah. Well,
That's her real power. She doesn't need classified documents, just an audience that recognizes the absurd. The controversy always follows. Every time Joy makes a viral statement, conservative media calls for her firing. Every time, ratings spike. ABC knows exactly what she's worth. She's the daylight provocateur. Too blunt for prime time, too sharp to cancel. Even Trump's supporters can't resist sharing her clips. Hate watching is still watching.
Remember when during COVID, he said, no masks, you don't need masks. That was also BS. He attacked Dr. Fauci, who was really trying to help everybody.
Yeah.
He pushed deworming medication for horses on us. And the worst, the pièce de résistance, as they say, is he sent COVID tests to Putin.
Yeah.
That really ticked me off.
When we really needed them here.
But when we needed them here. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you actually believe this man? No.
Let's talk about the Melania big scam moment again, because that clip is gold for storytelling. The pacing is pure Beher. She builds up the setup like a prosecutor. She's saying she's pro-choice now. Oh, really? After 8 years of silence? Then she lands the verdict. It's a big scam. The audience laughs, but it's the kind of laughter that says, we get it. She doesn't need to shout. She trusts the viewers to fill in the blanks. It's exposure through tone.
When you say that they are pro-vaccine, it seems as though Bobby and Trump are casting doubt on the efficacy of the vaccine, which makes Americans very nervous. So that's the problem that we're having.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. I understand that. And it's interesting because, I don't know if you saw, 60 Minutes just did a piece about the vaccine injury compensation program.
Yeah.
So people that have had vaccine injuries can be compensated if they can prove it, and they have paid out $5.4 billion for vaccine injuries. So my question is, can we do better?
Is that all vaccines or just the COVID vaccine?
It's all vaccines.
It's all vaccines.
As far as I know. As far as I know.
Okay.
But so the question is, yes to vaccines. Yes, they are important, and they are an important part of our healthcare. Can we do better? Can we make them safer? Can we make them, can we listen to parents who say, my child got the vaccine and changed, and stopped hitting markers, stopped developing the way they were developing? Can we listen to people when they say that instead of saying, you're crazy?
I agree with that, but you want to listen to scientists.
Cliffhanger. Everything was fine until you realize how Joy's sarcasm has become a kind of civic defense mechanism. When the news gets too absurd to digest, sarcasm is the spoon, and Joy's been serving that medicine since the Bush years. She's not pretending to be neutral. That's the point. In a landscape where every host hedges, Joy commits. Whether it's calling Trump's behavior lies on air or mocking Melania's sudden reinvention, she doesn't hide behind both sides. The risk is built in, but so is the reward.
Boys will be, these are not boys. These are grown men. So I'm not sure that boys will be boys is going to fly, but you know, what the hell do I know?
Well, first of all, in order to kiss his ass, you have to get Mike Johnson out of the way. That's number one. Number two, what is his exact plan is what I want to know. Yeah. I was home, I had a cold yesterday, so I was home watching everything. And I'm thinking, he's trying to destroy the country. Now, why is he doing that? Just as a person in the audience, like, watching this. Yeah. So there's a couple of theories.
Yes.
First of all, if he tanks the entire, what do you call
economy,
it? The stock market, then all his billionaire friends can swoop in and buy everything low. That's not an original idea. That's Hakeem Jeffries said that. And the other thing, and in fact, today on Truth Social, Trump wrote, a great time to buy. The other theory is from James Carville, which I think is interesting, that he wants to stoke such instability and chaos to consolidate power for himself, so that people start to really go nuts, which we're starting to.
No, we're not.
Well, people are starting to get mad.
Well, that's good. Yeah. You want them to get mad.
But how mad will people get, and how broke will people get, and how many jobs will be lost? And then he can say, well, there's too much chaos, and now we're going to have martial law in this country, and he becomes a dictator. I mean, I don't know. That may be out of the bounds.
Anything is possible.
But it's possible.
Yeah.
So somebody watching the news, that's what I see.
I'm going to be honest, though. The poor and the rich alike are losing money. Elon Musk might have lost more money than anyone else on the planet in the stock market. But by the way, but that's the point. It's he's even hurting his wealthy friends. And anyone saying buy the dip, do not buy the dip. It keeps dipping lower. You will actively lose money.
Hit like if you think Joy Beher deserves hazard pay for being the only person who can say that's a lie on daytime TV and still make it sound like brunch conversation. Drop your favorite Joy Beher one-liner below. We'll feature the best in the next episode. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to America Facticity for more breaking news.